People, that's it. That's how it means. That's what being in the title race actually mean. It finished Arsenal 4, Leicester 2. 5 minutes ago, this is not the story we'll be talking about, but that's what it takes. These moments like this are what defines exactly where the team is going. Manchester City were in the same situation where they needed to come back to win after Newcastle drew with them, but they didn't. Arsenal did. Moments like these are what matters in the game. So there's a lot of things to talk about in this game. It was an exciting game. First half, Arsenal domination. Then second half, beginning of the second half, they lost concentration. They lost everything that we know Arsenal to be. Defensively, they were not alert. Maybe it was because of the new player Ricardo Calafiori. Maybe there was something that was missing from them. I don't know, because the second goal from Justice came from that moment. But in the very end, Arsenal has the last laugh. I saw it as well. Leicester City did they did everything they could to make sure that they fought to the very end. But the problem that Leicester had, they started defending while the game was still in there, and Arsenal fought to the very end. They tried the dark arts that Arsenal used against the City, Leicester, but Arsenal wanted it more, and they fought to the very end to win it. Their routine corner routines, they always cause chaos, and that's where a situation happened. On the other side of London, Chelsea were playing with a team that was unbeaten in Brighton. The game finished 4-2. Chelsea, what a performance. What a Palmer first half. That is the Cole Palmer show that I'm talking about, people. This guy literally scored 4 goals. 4 goals in about 35 minutes. Who does that? Tell me if you know anyone who does that. They talk about a lot of things. I'm being told that he is the first player to actually score 4 goals in the first half. That is serious. That is somebody who knows what he wants to achieve. That's somebody who understands what football really means. And it's amazing. We're going to talk about this because City draws. Cole Palmer inspires Chelsea to win against Brighton. Then also on the other side, Arsenal are tested. I think of all in this whole season, this is the game that they really felt tested. I don't even think Man City tested them to this point. Leicester City fought and came back into the game, but Arsenal still had the last laugh. So we're going to talk about it. Don't forget to do me a favor. Click that like button, subscribe to the Connect. Tell me what you thought about the game and all the things that you saw. We're going to also talk about other games. Everton was playing. West Ham versus Brighton versus the Bees were playing. All those games, we will be talking about them here in this reaction show. I'm excited. This is what the Premier League is all about. Arsenal almost lost it, but they fought to the very end to win it. Kai Havertz with the sealer to make it 4. So I'm going to talk about all the goals and what I think of Leicester, really, because the performance that they put, the show that they put in this game, I'm telling you, every Arsenal fan can come out here and tell me that they were holding their hearts like this because this game was challenging. They really had to dig deep to get the final, to get to the end of this game. They really fought to the very end to get the win in this game because Arsenal tested them. Arsenal were tested by Leicester because Leicester tested them. They put them under that's we call it under the sword to make sure that you prove what you really want to achieve. If you really mean that you want to get to the end of this, because I'm telling you, they were very close. We were going to be hearing people talking about, okay, you were saying Leicester, Chelsea, you're talking about City still dealing with Arsenal, but we also saw that Arsenal also were mental-wise, they were tested by Manchester City. Mental-wise, they were tempted and they were exhausted. They all showed that in the game today, but it was a good game in the very end. It finished amazingly. So I want to hear your thoughts in the comment section over this one. So let's look at all the other games which were played, all the other results that we saw, and I want you to hear what you guys think about the game as a whole and who really impressed you the most really when we're talking. So the main game, of course, we are talking about is Arsenal versus Leicester, but we also saw Brentford draw against West Ham 1-1. We saw West Ham Crystal Palace leading, and they lost it in the end 2-1 against Everton. We saw Nottingham Forest lose their first game against Fulham. So it means they there's only one team that is no, there are only two teams that are still unbeaten in the Premier League, and all of them, it is Arsenal who are now at the top of the league, as well as Man City. All the other teams have now lost. All the gay teams that have been fighting and been trying to do, they've all lost. So it's really exciting to see what is happening in the Premier League. But let's talk about this Arsenal game, because remember Trossard got a red card against Man City. Got a red card, means the Carabao Cup, which means it cancelled out the suspension game was against whatever that team was called. Is it Bolton or something? That small team that they played with. And after that, the way he was able to prepare himself, and he came into the game today with that performance, came into the game, scored the second goal, also maybe assisted for the own goal, which was scored in the game that brought us now into winning ways. Then the Kai Havertz dagger, after he was taken out for Gabriel, who actually assisted, finished the game. It was a good performance from Arsenal at the end, but it was not that easy. Let's face it, people. I think Arsenal were really tested. And that tells you something that so many people have been hiding to admit. They've been trying to hide away from it, admitting that every single team is still shaking the Premier League. We saw it today against Newcastle with Man City. We just saw it against Leicester, even though Arsenal have won. Every single team is still shaky. Not one any team that is really at their best level and they're able to perform. Every team is shaky, and it's gonna demand teams to go to the very best, to put to the very end to get the victories. Like what Arsenal did, they had to dig deep, because this was now a mentality game. Because they had time against them, they had everything against them. They passed the 90-minute mark, draw with Leicester. 90-minute mark, draw with Leicester. So to come back from that, to win at the end, that speaks volume from the team. But also we need to talk about the defense of Arsenal. This is the defense we have been told is the best in the world. Today they were tested, not only once but twice, and no any excuses that they've scored us when we're 9. Today Gabriel and Saliba, as much as they are good defenders, today they were not there. And there were some moments when Leicester were attacking, and I was surprised that they were running in the midfield, and there was nothing, nobody, no player from Arsenal closing them down, doing what they were all running back into the back, and it was confusing. I've never seen Arsenal doing that, especially Arsenal of last season. What has changed is Arsenal more defensively this season than they were last season. What has changed? Because that's not what they've done. I've seen them do before. That's not what you would expect from an Arsenal. It doesn't make sense. And do you think, really, when you're looking at it, do you think Ricardo Calafiori should have played for 90 minutes in this game? Because he should have gotten a red card. He should have gotten a double yellow and gone out for the challenges he was taking. I have no idea why the referee kept him on. And I think he even booked the player who was fouled by Ricardo Calafiori. I don't get that. Sometimes we need to talk about this. Some decisions from the officials are going to cost teams in terms of how the things is going to look like. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter because Arsenal won. But we also need to talk about Ethan Ranieri. I saw him playing in the midweek. This kid came in and he was on fire. He was on fire. And I think it's time for us to admit it. Arsenal without Martin Odegaard, they're not really good in terms of creating so many opportunities. But that changed when Ethan Ranieri came into the game. That changed when Ethan came into the fixture, because he was able to do some 1-2 passes, moving with the ball and helping the team. And of course, there were some moments that they hit the crossbars. They did what we all saw this, but it needed them to dig deep. And it doesn't matter. This is the painful part about football that people might never want to admit. It doesn't matter what Leicester did. It doesn't matter how much they fought. It doesn't matter how many chances this goalkeeper of Leicester served. If you don't see the game to the very end, you will lose it. And in this moment, Arsenal wanted it more. Leicester didn't. That's why Arsenal won. Leicester started defending. And defensively, I can tell you they're not 100% good defensively the way that Arsenal are, when we are being honest. They're not 100% defensively good the way we've seen other teams doing. So they need to improve on that. They need to make sure that they're good defensively, but also they had the players who could have come in and win the game. So at the end of the day, you might say, okay, that was harsh on Leicester. And I would admit and say, okay, yeah, you are telling the truth. But Arsenal, even though when they saw the minutes added on, they never stopped the fighting. They kept on fighting. And I have to say also, the Emirates Stadium helped because they pushed this team. They helped this team to get over the line. They never went and started booing against the team. They kept on supporting. So you see how much the home supporters actually matters in a game. You see how much home supporters actually contribute. The Gunners in the stadiums wanted it more. The fans, even though there were some fears, we could see them. But they fought to the very end because they believed that their team will get over the line. And that's exactly what Arsenal did. City dropped the points. Arsenal took advantage of the points that City dropped, which means as we speak right now, Arsenal, they might be, I think, let me check, might be on top of City. Let me put it that right on so that you guys can see. They might be on top of City in terms of the league. No, they are just the same points as City. They are now doing 14 points, 14 points. Liverpool on 12, Chelsea on 13. Things have changed already. So this is the season we have been talking about. This is the season of where teams are going to be. We are going to determine the best teams with the teams that wanted more. They're going to fight more. And talking about the team that wanted it more, let's talk about Chelsea. Because Chelsea came in and they played with a team that was unbeaten, that caused chaos against Arsenal, that has caused chaos against United. They have been fighting to the very end. But look what they did. Look what Cole Palmer did. For me, the player of the month has already been decided. For me, it's already been decided. It is Cole Palmer, people. It is Cole Palmer. Say whatever you're going to say. Say whatever you think. Cole Palmer is the player of the month. This guy is unstoppable, I'm telling you. He is unstoppable. And of course, you can still see that Chelsea are still shaking. Some of the goals that were scored, it did not make sense because you never really expect a simple goal to be scored the way it was. But Cole Palmer is the truth. We keep trying to doubt this kid, but this kid is the truth, people. City, the way they played today, they needed a Cole Palmer. But also, I feel like it was actually the good of the world that Cole Palmer went to Chelsea rather than stay at City, because Pep Guardiola has a tendency of making players play like robots. He wants players to play like robots the way he wants them, do the passes as you want. Look at the free road that Cole Palmer is being given at Chelsea, and look how much and how good he's succeeding and how much is really being influential to help his squad to win. This was Cole Palmer's world today. He ran the show. He commanded the game. He did everything right. Every movement, every pass, he did it to perfection. And that's why they won the game. That's why they won the game. Second half, the manager of Chelsea was like, guys, we've already played the game. Cole Palmer has kept us in the game. Let's just shut the shop. Let's just close everything. Let's shut the shop. It's over. We are done. We won the game. And that's what they did to the very end. Cole Palmer is the truth, people. Ice cold Palmer is the truth. And if I'm Chelsea, of the 1,000 or more than 1,000 players that they signed, the best business that they did was to sign Cole Palmer. And I've actually learned something that is really tricky, that I think Cole Palmer is going to actually succeed more about. The reason why Cole Palmer wants Jackson up top, it's because Jackson can be a bulldozer. Listen to me. Jackson is a bulldozer. He pushes the defense. He causes chaos. He uses speed. He might miss scoring the goal, but he's able to set up for Cole Palmer to just finish the. Oh my God, what a goal by Everton. What a goal. When I'm talking, I'm just seeing the highlight. That is an amazing goal. So, like I'm saying, Jackson might not really score as much goals as he can, but I'm telling you, he's going to have so many assists because he knows that every single time, whenever he's moving on the ball, if he's just able to get the ball to Cole Palmer, it's a goal. If he's able to get the ball to Cole Palmer, it's a goal. It doesn't matter where he is, the position, or whatever that is happening. Get the ball to Cole Palmer, it is done. And that is it. So it's amazing what we saw, people. It's really, really amazing. What just happened here? What just happened here? There was there was a penalty, and I think that's how Fulham beat Nottingham Forest. The penalty, and it was a good penalty, by the way. It was a very good penalty. So, people, that's it. That's all the games which we have been excited about. We've been waiting for. They're all, and they've been locked down. Chelsea beat Cole Palmer. What a game. What a game. Hat-trick, 4 goals. He scored them. Look at that. The first goal, he scored it on 21 minutes. The second goal, 28 minutes. 31 minutes. 41 minutes. It was done. So this guy needed at least around 10 to 15 minutes to score 4 goals. Against a team that was unbeaten, a Brighton that people have been afraid to play against. West Ham had to come back from behind to draw another early goal from Buemo. I think he scored it this time around 38 seconds of the game, and Suchek scored in the 54 minutes. That's how the game finished, as well as Everton coming from behind after an early goal, which was scored by the defender of Crystal Palace, Magay, in the 10 minutes. Then Dwight McNeil stood the show, and they were able to hold on for a change. So the first 3 points on the board for Everton, they will mean so much. I'm telling you, they will mean so much for this team. So those are the games that has been played, people. Those are all the games that has been played. We now wait for the last one. We are now for the last one. We are now on the last one. This is Liverpool versus Wolves, people. It's going to be an exciting one because Liverpool needs to respond to what Arsenal did. Imagine if Arsenal had dropped the points, man. It was going to be a different game, but nope, it did not happen. Let's see what Liverpool does. These are the lineups to those who have not seen it. For Liverpool, Alisson is in, Trent Alexander-Arnold, Konate, Van Dijk, Robertson, Gravenberch, McAllister, Szoboszlai, Salah, Diaz, and Diogo Jota. That's the lineup of Liverpool. Then we have Sam Johnston for Wolves. We have Rain Anyori. I think it's Atinori. Then we have Buemo. Is it Buemo? Then we have Semedo. Then we have Totti. We have Lemar. We have Andre. We have João Gomez. Then we have Cunha. Then up top, the number 9 or number 29, we have, is it Belgrade? That's the team that Liverpool are facing, the team of Wolves. Thank you very much for watching, people. I've been your host, Sam. I'll be back again with another one. Let's see what Liverpool does. That's the last game of the week, of the weekend, of Saturday. So don't forget to click the like button. Don't forget to subscribe to Connect. We are out. Peace. Please subscribe to the Connect. We go.
Beats the goalkeeper. You're just lost for words. He